The juggernaut. I mean, he just keeps rolling forward, doesn't he?
Relentless. He's relentless. I mean, he's took a few shots, but he takes his shots to get his away. And you know, Hammer come to fight. I mean, he came to fight. And I said at the press conference, this is going to be a war, and I felt that it was going to be because styles make fights, and those two styles made an exciting fight for the fans while it lasted. But Joe got finally got the key to the old lock. There was a couple of body shots I think took a lot out of him. And it was excellent. I mean, excellent performance. He's only had 14 professional fights, cemented his position as the #1 mandatory, and he's #2 in the WBC, so it's brilliant. I mean, he's done brilliantly.
Carl Frampton says something in commentary about how you could probably drop Joe Joyce out of a 3-storey building and he'd get up and carry on walking. What is he made of, Frank?
I think you could drop a 3-storey building on top of him and he'd get out of that too, you know. He's just a man of iron, isn't he? I mean, he's, you know, never has a nickname been so appropriate than that. Never been so appropriate. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, he's done exceptionally well.
Well, let's touch on the rest of the card. Chief support, Zolani Tete knocked out Jason Cunningham. A very nasty and vicious knockout. It's the kind of knockout he'd actually promised. But it looks like Tete is back.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, Jason was. I mean, it was quite a nip and tuck fight up until then, but he got clipped. He got twice, and that second one really was. I mean, it's only a short punch, but it was that's what he can do. But you know what? He's got himself probably into a title position, Zolani. And as far as Jason's concerned, he's with us, and we will bring him back. He's a good guy, you know, and I've got all the time in the world for him, and I really appreciate him being on the card tonight, and we'll still be with him.
He is a good guy, and the good thing is we've got a hell of a lot of super bantamweights who will want to fight him.
Correct. There's some good fights there to be made, and we'll make them.
Mark Chamberlain picked up his first title as a pro tonight. Yeah. Tough as old boots, the other guy.
He was, but the corner should have pulled him out and the referee should have stopped it. He was taking too much punishment. You know, it was impossible for the guy to win the fight at a certain stage, and he was just so far behind, and he was shipping a lot of, very brave, very game. Was he 10-0? I think he was. Very game, but sometimes you can be too. All fighters are brave, but that's when they need protecting from themselves. And I felt genuinely the referee could have stopped that along, at least 2-3 rounds before that, and I felt the corner should have pulled him out. You know, I don't like seeing that. That fella was a true warrior, but he took too much punishment.
Do you feel as though it's a true warrior that you could bring back, and perhaps you could make the fight that was initially scheduled? You could test Sam Noakes against Mark Vidal. Yeah,
there's some good fights there going to be made with him. He's done well, Mark, and I said this fight could be the making of him, and I think it will be.
Tommy Fletcher, Queensberry debut, complete professional debut. We heard talk about Deontay Wilder-like power. Did he have some?
He did, didn't he? I mean, there were good shots and he threw. And listen, when you're going to make a debut, that's how you make your debut. And he did it. He went out there and just jumped on the guy. He's very extraordinary tall for a cruiserweight, and he's very loose and long-limbed. And he's going to be a bit of a. I think he's going to be a handful for a lot of people.
I think he's going to be a problem. I think he's got a good team around him. The final two cards, just 2 fights to run through. Mickey Burke Jr. was in with Serge Ambomo. Tough fight.
It was a very tough fight, but he come to fight the other guy, didn't he? But they're good fights. You learn from those type of fights. He's done extremely well.
And of course, Henry Turner extended his record. The showman dazzled.
Well, boxed extremely. There was times I felt he was on the verge of stopping him, but he done extremely well. Extremely well. I like him, Henry.
Fantastic. Well, we'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time at the Copper Box. See you then.
See you Monday.
Oh, yeah.